Agency owners starting from scratch or not making at least 5K a month yet, here's what I would do to get up to 5, 10, 15K as quickly as possible. I've scaled my agency to over 100K per month. 3 years ago, I was making £10 per hour working at Red Bull, literally handing out Red Bull cans while studying at university. If you took all my knowledge, my skills, and my money away from me, here's exactly what I would do. But first, let me tell you what I did do to scale my agency and why I recommend you don't take the same path as me. I started the agency when I was 19 years old and I was just about to go to university. I didn't really know what I wanted to do or whether I'd actually follow the career path I was going down. But all I did know is that I wanted to make a lot of money and I didn't want to work for anyone because I wanted the same freedom that I saw all these guys online having. You know what I'm going to say? Those golden three: time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom. Those were all screaming at me as things I wanted. And at the time I was watching a lot of YouTube videos from a load of different guys in different industries, from dropshipping, trading, crypto, agency guys, Amazon FBA, list goes on. There's loads of different ways to make money online. And I actually tried loads of different methods for making money online. One of the first one I tried was Amazon FBA, ordered loads of products from China, and ultimately I lost 5K with Amazon. Tried dropshipping, tried affiliate marketing. I tried a bunch of these things, but I ended up settling on the agency model and starting my own social media marketing agency. And I bought into Iman Gadzhi's agency incubator. I just followed it blindly. Like anything in that course I was getting told to do, I was doing it, which to some degree was good because it got me taking action, but I hadn't taken the time to learn these skills or develop these skills that were ultimately going to make the agency money. And this was a massive problem because when you start an agency, you're starting a whole business. And in order to start a whole business, you need a whole bunch of skills, and you need that bunch of skills to work in unison and at the same time in order for that business, the agency, to actually make money. Things like marketing, sales, client acquisition, lead generation, hiring, firing, list goes on, right? And the way I like to think about it is like a car, right? You need all parts of that car to be working at the same time in order to get the car to actually drive and take it wherever you want to go. It's like, imagine if you didn't have any wheels. That car's going nowhere. You need those wheels in order to get the car to move. But then think about it if you didn't have an engine and that's the only thing you were missing. The car could move and it could go wherever you wanted it to, but you're going to have to push it really hard in order to get it to go anywhere, right? And I guess the last thing you could think of is like if the steering wheel. If you've got all the car working, but it's the steering wheel the only thing you're missing, then yeah, cool, the car is going to go, but it's unpredictable where it's going to go, and it's, it could crash at any minute because you're not able to direct it properly. And this is kind of the way I like to look at business. You need all these things to work together in order to get that business to actually make money. And this is exactly the same with running an agency. You need to be able to find the lead, sell the lead, onboard the lead, deliver results for the lead, and then be able to find other leads and do the exact same thing time and time again in order for the agency to consistently make money. And this was the problem. 19-year-old me didn't have any of these skills, and it took me 3 years to make any serious money with the agency because I just neglected learning the skills I needed. I just thought by blindly following this process I would get results, and that's not really the case. Looking back, I can think of so many different occasions, whereas if I had that problem today, I'd be able to fix it, close a sale, or deliver results for that client. One time that really stuck out to me was with one of my first clients, a local dentist in my area. I went in and closed him in person whilst wearing my old sixth form suit that was far too small for me, and I'm pretty sure he took pity on me more than anything. I worked with him for a couple of months and was delivering some solid results. I made a couple spelling errors. I'm dyslexic, spelling something I still struggle with today. That client called me and said, hey, I'm going to stop working with you because you're ruining my reputation with these spelling errors. I fully understand that. That's very unprofessional, and I shouldn't have been making those errors, but I did. And looking back on it, I could have 100% kept that client on board and not just let them go away by offering them a free month, producing better results for them, or doing something to keep them on as a client, whereas I just let them go because I didn't know any better. I didn't know how to fix the problem. Yeah, I lost that client and I was back at zero. I was back to outreach. Building the agency is a constant uphill battle where you're trying to get all these little pieces to work at the same time in order to continue to grow it and to continue getting results for you, but also your clients. And it actually took me 3 years to hit my first 10K month. And the reality is, if you were to follow the same path as me, you'd probably give up, because that's the harsh reality reality of most agency owners. They put in a hustle for the first couple months, they don't get any results, they throw in the towel, they start looking for the next best thing, or they go back to, their boring 9-to-5 job. And you simply have to look at the number of agency courses to realize the reality of this. You look at Iman Gadzis, for example. Agency Navigator has 14,000 people in its Facebook group. And this is before Iman's launched his new offer, Educate. How many of those 14,000 people do you think are actually generating consistently 5, 10, 15K a month for their agency? And yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know the exact figure, but I would say it's between 10 to 20% at the top end. And this is because all the issues we've, just covered. Most agency owners do not take the time to learn the skills they need in order for their agency to become a success. I don't recommend you try and build an agency like this. There are much better ways that you can find success and in the long term, grow your agency much quicker. The main cause for failure is skill sets. Most agency owners are trying to run before they can walk. So actually taking the time to learn these skills, but in all honesty, the best way to do this is by working for another company. Now I know you're all entrepreneurs, you all want to build your own empires, but do not stunt your growth by thinking you're above working for someone else in the short term. You know very little at this stage. You have a lot to learn, and the most leveraged skill you can learn is sales. It's the most valuable skill in business, and by learning it, you're going to be able to scale your agency a lot quicker. I can't tell you the amount of sales calls I wasted by simply not knowing how to sell or taking the time to understand sales. And I can tell you for a fact, I would not have lost that client over a spelling mistake had I known how to sell. And let's be blunt, most agency owners want to scale to 10K a month. The agency itself doesn't matter. It's simply a financial vehicle, a pretty complicated one. But you can hit 10K months pretty comfortably by learning and leveraging your sales skills. By learning it and getting good at it, you'll never go hungry again. It's a universal skill that you can pivot into any business with, and you're always going to be able to make money. And this is the biggest advice I give to any starter agency owner, is simply taking the time to learn sales and actually get good at it. And I honestly think the best and fastest way to get to 5, 10, 15K a month is by becoming a remote sales rep. You work for an already established agency or online business, and you get paid for every deal you're able to close. I know guys making between 200 to 6,000 in commissions for a 30-minute call. And there are tens of thousands of online businesses and agencies doing 7-8 figures a year. As an agency owner, these are your competition. These are what you're up against. Why don't you work for them for a time? By working in their sales teams, you're not only going to be able to get killer at sales and make decent commissions. Some guys I work with are making 30K a month, but you're also going to be able to see how a business at scale operates, what the inside looks like, what their client acquisition systems are, how they manage clients, and how they get results, and what actually makes them so successful. You can then take your commission check and all the knowledge you've learned for working for that business and simply apply it in your own business. I promise you, you will scale so much quicker. I've seen multiple guys struggle to make their first 1,000 with the agency, pivot into sales, and become high ticket closers, and they're making 1,000 a day in just a matter of months. Learning sales will ensure you never go broke again, and you can apply it in any business. And that's the one takeaway I want you to get from this video. If you're trying to start an agency or an online business, simply take the time to get good at sales. But if you want to fast track your way to getting to 10K a month by getting killer at sales and landing a remote sales job, I recommend you check out my coaching program, Club Closer. It's linked in the description of this video. Or if you simply want more free sales content, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be posting on here weekly. Thanks for watching.